Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers. You've kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we've got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. So, all right. So, goodness gracious, there are a few things happening in the world. Oh boy. Whoo, we've got some stuff coming up. And today I've got these nails. Look. They match. It makes me so happy. And I'm using the Housewives Tarot. So, and we'll see the major arcana have black borders, and so we'll see what happens because we've had a lot of major arcana coming up recently. So, okay. Oh, and I'm trying something new. Extra strong. I think it's just the bergamot flavoring. It's not necessarily like more caffeine, but I've had one sip. It's really good. Nice for a change. Okay. That is not the important thing. But, just let you know, it's kind of what we do around here. We do the art and we talk to each other. This is, going through the news with friends. And happy Leo season to the little Leos out there. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful solar return. So, MS is asking, is my T. Picard approved? Ooh, I'd have to ask him. All right. Terry says those kitties remind me of Bewitched. I love it. I love that. This collar is awesome. But anyway, okay. Oh, yeah, we're, Cesar says Bondi is not meeting with Ghoulaine today. Blanche says he is reaching out to her lawyer to meet soon. Blanche. I'm afraid I don't know who that is. But Bondi's not meeting with Ghoulaine. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you, stars. Thank you. All right. Because that was one of the many things we're looking at today. Now, I don't have a question about Nazi Ferratu, Stephen Miller, but I did want to share with you, if you, the anti-Stephen Miller, Stephanie Miller, this morning, she does a thing, Stephanie Miller does a thing on her radio show where she'll give a quote and they'll just say, who said that? And then they make up an answer, silly answer, and then she says who really said it. It's a running gag. Without missing a beat, Stephanie Miller said, all right, quote, there is something really wrong with that guy. Who said that? Jody said, his mother? So, yeah, Stephanie Miller show. Yeah, just sharing. All right, so MAGA Mayhem at 4 minutes, 15 seconds in. 4:15. Speaker Mikey, he hates everything. Mike Johnson has dismissed the House until September, 6 weeks. Just shutting down the House to prevent a vote on the Epstein file release, hoping that things will blow over by then. Right. Will things indeed blow over by then? Thank you, CC Ryder. Todd Blanche, Deputy AG. Oh, thank you. Forgot about him. His tweet, justice demands courage. You're in the Trump DOJ. Are you? Okay. Blanche posted on X, at Pam Bondi's direction, I've contacted her counsel. I intend to meet with her soon. Yeah, probably dangle a pardon. Lewis says, yeah, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. No cover up. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So, will things blow over? Will the Epstein thing just blow over? Not important anymore by the time that the House is back in session in September, in 6 weeks, because in the meantime, all of these people are going home to their districts. And so yeah, okay. Bernadette says, does he really think pardoning her will make her go away? Literally go away. Just poof, back to France. Bye. Okay. Will this indeed go away? I'll give you a spoiler alert. Things did not, in fact, go away. The whole country's talking about this. Nothing to see here. No, nothing to see. Day late, $1 short. Blah, blah, blah. Waiting for their ship to come in. No ships. No. Goodbye. Queen of Pentacles. There were some potential defectors for truth, decency on the Republican side. And not just the biggest dupe in the House, Collins. Hang on. Is Collins a senator? I have so many, I have so much going through my head right now. Sometimes the things that are very, very obvious, my brain's just like, what? I don't remember. So, Eight of Senator from Maine. Thank you, Amy. Oof. Thank you. 8 of Swords, hemmed in. 7 of Wands. On the defensive. Hemmed in on the defensive. That's how things are going to be in 6 weeks. That doesn't look better. I am not a big fan of Lady Grey, Lynn. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you enjoy it. I really am. I've tried it. I don't know what's wrong. Veronica says that's the whole goal. Too much information. There we go. Susan Collins. Tony says, how did I forget Chief Pearl Clutcher, Susan Collins? Yes, but they told her that nothing bad was going to happen. They told her that, please. But this is specifically in the House. So, Speaker Mikey. Oh, sorry. I thought I turned the ice maker off. Sorry if it's making noise. Uncle Mark, tied up with covering for... Yes. We'll just... It's a daytime show, and I'm trying to keep things as non-triggering as possible, so we'll just say child abusers. Yeah, covering for child abusers. Look, it says, make America gullible again. Yeah. Candy says, Speaker Mike the Worm Johnson. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's the vacation card. The 4 of Wands. It is the vacation retirement card. Yeah. 9 of Swords, sleepless nights. Queen of Swords. Well, it could be like a Pam Bondi, but in this deck, that can also be some legal matters that are going to come around and bite you. Queen of Wands. Oh, time to rally the MAGA faithful. Yes, Raymond. GOP, guardians of child abusers. Yeah. Because I said, he said, it's the Boo Boos and Kitty channel. Yes, it is. Thank you, Deborah. Deb says Mikey could retire. Oh, we wish. Phew. So, yeah. Now, I had a thought this morning. Had a little thought. Put two little things together. At 10:40, we, on this, because I'm here every day, we've already talked about Vance going to Montana, was it? To talk with Murdoch? Yes, Sharon, just not my cup of tea. Yes. But we talked about that. Matter of fact, we talked about, is Murdoch thinking about maybe trying to do some health damage to Trump by just giving him huge amounts of stress and what have you? Because they don't see a third term for this jerk. His health is not great. And they're sick and tired of tariffs and this other garbage. You know, lay down with vipers and get bitten. Carolyn, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It makes a big difference. So this morning, I had a thought. You know, suddenly they're talking about this on other news sources. They've picked up on this, and it's starting. This is starting to spread, and it had me thinking. Hang on, I've never had good cards for Vance's future as far as him becoming any kind of. I mean, I get pretty weak cards even on him becoming president, but his future not great. Who do we know? Who lives? He who lives in the bog of eternal stench. Who do we know who smells like a dumpster fire, is a dumpster fire, and consumes vast quantities of news, and is paranoid on a good day? Ding, ding, ding. Oh, yeah, Bannon's his own ick. But no. Dumpy is paranoid on a good day. So mainstream media is starting to cover Vance's meeting with Murdoch and Murdoch's son. Just a few weeks before the letter came out in the Wall Street Journal. Funny that. Will Trump's natural paranoia turn him against Vance? I mean, he can't get rid of Vance, but maybe he does something. I don't know what. Uncle Mark says he stays glued to the TV. Yes, he does. So he's going to hear this. People saying that Vance is potentially turning against him, to undermine him, to take over the presidency. And you think that Donald Trump, narcissist extraordinaire, is going to just be like, oh, I'm sure that's not true. CC Ryder has the link. Trump denies writing the letter, the Jeffrey Epstein drawing. Quote, Murdoch, what was it? Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal were personally warned by Trump not to release a letter. Mm-hmm. Tracy says they're all talking about it. It's like new news for some reason. Mm-hmm. CC Ryder says it looks like Trump might have ordered Vance to Montana to shut it down, but Vance failed. I mean, that's possible. But while he was there, Oh, I don't know if I'm not even saying whether or not Trump knew about Vance going and talking to Murdoch. Is Trump's paranoia going to kick in that Vance was there to actually undermine Trump? And of course, Vance is, no, of course not. No. Really? Because there's a lot of attention on this one. Page of Wands. First of all, Trump doesn't like Vance. Vance has the personality of a wet paper towel and all of the charisma of a wet paper towel. And Trump occasionally tells him to do something, but for the most part, but a day late and a dollar short, he couldn't get it done. Strength card is in the middle. There's the Magician and Temperance. So suddenly it goes into major arcana of using resources. Trump is not in the strong position here. Using resources. Well, now, you don't say. Sirius says Vance is not going to say anything stupid that Murdoch or Fox could record and use against him. I think you give him too much credit, but I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. Unless Murdoch just comes out and hello, Marianne. Oh yeah, Trump's getting more and more paranoid, especially as his mind is deteriorating. His health is deteriorating, which is making his mind deteriorate. This is everyone around him's getting something and Trump isn't. Everyone else is because he's always the victim and blah, blah, blah. Wah, 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 wah. Hemmed in. The death card. Justice. Yeah, this is Trump's paranoia. 8 of Wands. You have to lash out. There has to be a plan. They have a plan against me. Trump is getting more and more and more paranoid. So, wow, I'm fine, by the way, but my stomach just turned. I was asking about Vance and Trump's relationship, and my stomach just, ugh. That's a good point, CC Ryder. That's a good point. You're supposed to be part of the faithful. This is adding insult to injury. Again, we have the Magician card. The very first Magician card of the very first Magician cards when tarot was first thought up and used. I have it in one of my history of tarot books. It's one of the earliest ones he was literally a con man. He's literally the table there. It's like a 3-card Monty type. Follow the P with the cups. But it's how you're using your resources, and somebody's crafty. Oh no! This is how it's always been. This is nostalgia. This is the nostalgia card. Don't you remember what friends we are? Crafty. Con man, don't trust Vance. It's a donuts, whatever makes sense. How long have you worked here? Oh. How long have you worked here? Oh. Now there's charisma for you. Shell game, thank you, in the zone. Oh boy. Okay, so this is a stretch, but okay. There's a MAGA law group, America First Legal, dun dun dum, whatever, dum dum dum, is suing over discriminatory employment practices, over companies' promotions, right? Okay. MAGA law group, America First Legal, dum dum dum, is suing, yes dear, Cracker Barrel for discriminatory employment practices over the company's promotion of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes, Cracker Barrel is too woke. Those of you who are not in America, Cracker Barrel is, if there was a restaurant that was white bread, it's Cracker Barrel. But they're suing. Never did we think we'd see the day when Cracker Barrel would be accused of being too woke. Yeah, exactly. Bernadette and Core and Hope in the comments are like, Cracker Barrel? I know, right? Like, if you were going to say, what is the whitest restaurant in America? Chick-fil-A, maybe? Cracker Barrel would be in the top 3. And says, what, the white guys are suing the white restaurant? Yeah. Yeah. Dave, yeah. Old men playing checkers all day. Yeah. Go sit on the rocking chairs on the porch. Waffle House would be up there, maybe. I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know that I've ever been to a Waffle House. Perfectly honest. Part of it is I've been vegan for too long. I don't think for too long, but too long too, that there are a lot of things and we don't have one here. So anyway, Amy says they do hire people of color to serve. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger. Whew. Yeah, Sharon, exactly. Tuxedo Cat says, got some nice clothes there. Well, I will always be grateful to Cracker Barrel because that's the first place I discovered who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows. That's where I first saw those. They were cassette tapes. I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm a huge fan of the original Shadow. Yeah, Orson Welles. That man's voice. Wow. And yeah, anyway. And Mr. Gibson literally typing until he had to bandage his hands. He was working so much so he could keep his job during the Depression. Walter Gibson, whole other thing. Anyway, okay. 2 of Wands, far right communication, Wheel of Fortune. This is kind of a stretch. Seriously, this is kind of a stretch. Yeah. Just having a look. Debsy's love Cracker Barrel's chicken and noodles. Oh yeah, back when I was growing up, we'd occasionally go and the chicken, was it like chicken and dumplings? Brenda says, excuse my ignorance, what is Cracker Barrel? It's a restaurant. It's about as white a restaurant as you can possibly overall. So anyway, 3 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, Moon in the center. This is crazy. 2 of Cups, Ace of Swords. This is they hire people They hire people. We're going to bring this great big lawsuit. Really? Really? Because let's not forget that there's major arcana that is very strong, chaos, and then there's minor arcana, which is a lot weaker. And your big lawsuit against the partnership here, blah 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 blah. Do you chase ambulances too? America First Legal, dumb. Kelly's asking, is Mike Johnson going to get away with recessing Congress early? I think he kind of already has. But Hope says, the only thing I liked about Cracker Barrel was the old-fashioned candies and little games they sold. It was very old Americana. Yes. Yep. Okay, so this next, we know that there is, Cindy was asking about Bondi going to visit Maxwell, 2610. Now, we know that that's being put off for now, but that Blanche, the deputy AG, is reaching out to Maxwell's lawyers. And the card right there, the Emperor. Maxwell has already been moved. Okay, they have names for different parts of the prison that she's in. She was in the worst part, which is called the snake pit. She has been moved to, I know it's honor. Is it honor roll? The honor roll section, the honor something section. And now she has a little job in the library. She's already been moved, and I was getting that in the cards for what it's worth, that she was going to end up in a better situation. And now there's talk about maybe a pardon. If they give Maxwell a pardon, well, we know the first thing she's going to do is, boom, France. She's going to be out of the country in a heartbeat. Yeah. If there's a partnership going on there, I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. I mean, we have the sleepless nights and the big legal move in the middle, but there are, unless this is her. If that's her, then there's disappointment here, but then there's a whole new opportunity. Let me see. I would have thought she would be Queen of Cups, wouldn't she? Because she emotionally manipulated people. I don't remember. It's been so long since I read on her. I don't remember what card came up for her. Ugh. I don't like it. Because I come up as the Queen of Cups too. And then again, a lot of people, they're only 4. There are only 4 queens. And they're good sides and bad sides. World. Oh yeah, she would be gone. Oh, Julie says, I don't know if you could find a vegetarian entree at Cracker Barrel, maybe mac and cheese. Maybe, but I've been vegan for 21 years. And there was someone in the chat, I'm so sorry, it went by so quickly, said their husband's been vegan for 40 years. That's impressive. I'm so sorry. I can't name you to give you credit. Julie says Maxwell's more vulnerable where she is. Yeah, she's got more security, believe it or not. She has more security move when she goes like to her little job and then back. Ugh. Okay, yeah, it's cups. Oh, gross. Okay. King of Cups. So yeah, that's Epstein. Ew. Ew. Death card. Four of Swords. So that should have been the end of it. They think, I guess. Nine of Swords. That's Sleepless Nights. Two of Wands. It's far-right communication. And you pays your monies and you takes your chance. Apparently, Maxwell's family. Anthony, I don't read. I don't read on the victims. I'm sorry, I can't. I believe them. And that's, I can't go into that energy. I'll just cry and collapse for half the day. I know there are other readers who are stronger than I am, I guess. I don't know. I just, Wheel of Fortune. She's been up, she's been down. Far-right communication. $31.10. So 31.20. Is Trump, just flat out, is Trump going to pardon Maxwell? Just ask. It's true, Raymond. The coffee prices have been skyrocketing. Sarah was saying last night that the exact same groceries last week cost her $220, and this week they were $355. Okay, I need. Sorry. I use something to help my stomach. Ugh. Ooh, minty. I like these mint Tums. They taste like those after dinner mints. You could get it. Used to be able to get at restaurants. It'd be a bowl with individually wrapped little chalky-ish mints. Sharon says Trump could commute her sentence if he doesn't pardon her. Mm-hmm. Yvette says, I've been stocking up on coffee. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm definitely going to be switching away from the K-Cups I've been using for a while. Because I'm on my own, so there was no point in, but it's just too expensive. Not great for the environment either, but way too expensive. All right. Okay. Let us take pity on those watching the replay. 33.20. Is Donald Trump going to pardon or commute Ghoulaine Epstein? Ghoulaine Epstein? Ghoulaine. Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence. Why is it starting out with the Justice card and the Tower card? They all fall down. Seven of Pentacles, fruits of labor. I was saying earlier, Maxwell's family still has some money, and they're pulling their resources because they want to get her out of prison. Day late and $1 short, King of Swords. She's not done talking to prosecutors. And even if she just swanned off to France or whatever, I don't know that she can. I'm not getting her out in the world footloose and fancy free. And Brenda says it will backfire. I would think so. I'm not liking this. Fall of justice. Not liking that. They'll do 3 for commute, 3 for pardon. Sandra Lee says with what she did, his base would erupt. But does he care? He called them losers and he insulted them. Commute or pardon. CC Ryder says the Hill today said the House panel moves to subpoena Ghoulaine, Maxwell. A House Oversight Subcommittee on Tuesday voted to subpoena Ghoulaine, Maxwell. Well, yeah, and they're trying to act to make her go quiet. So she has two chances to get out of jail free card after what she did. One of them is through the president. The other is Congress giving her immunity to testify. And all the Republicans have to do is say, oh, we'll do it. We'll do it. We won't do it publicly. Flames coming out of the, Hanged Man is the card for these readings. All right, commute or pardon. Trump could get away with commuting more than he could pardoning. She suffered enough. I've even heard some people say she's doing Epstein's time, really. She is a monster, and she took part in abusing these girls. She didn't just hand them over to him. She took part. And she manipulated them. And she bullied them. Adding insult to injury. Because who's got control of the justice system? Because the pardon thing, no, it would be too much. CC Ryder says House session ends tomorrow. NBC is saying that lawmakers will now head home until September 2nd after votes on Wednesday afternoon. Wow. Where was this? Lisa was saying maybe you should ask if she will spill the tea. At 38:30. 38:30. Will the ghoul spill the tea? Spill the names. This woman is just so disgusting. I can't. There aren't words for how disgusting this woman is. Chad says which names on the list or of the girls? I will clarify. Spill the names of the men who took part. Thank you. Will Ghoulaine spill the names of the men who took part? These were international crimes. Shauna, these were international crimes. Interpol, will Interpol get involved? Oh, she might. She might give some. Four of Pentacles, day late and $1 short. She really wants out of prison. She really wants out of prison. Strength, 10 of Wands. Strength, burden. Well, allegedly, Trump was one of them. And he's in a position of power. And there's the burden. In center, there's judgment, or lack thereof. But that's a big, her being judged. Knight of Cups, King of Cups. That would, in theory, that would be names. But I don't see an Emperor card here. There are already a handful of names out there. But they're people you've never heard of. Is she going to spill the big names? Why would she? Seriously, why would she? Doesn't benefit her. Kelly says if he lets her out, why would she out him? Exactly. Oh. She's part of the... See, I've got the Sun card and that's for the reading and the Lovers card. So this is definitely part of not only the cult, but a particular cult. Ew. Six of Swords is leaving. Is legally leaving. Ace of Wands. If you let her out, she will do this again. What's to stop her? Oh boy. Okay. And the thing is, it was letting all of these, that's the other thing. The most depressing part of this entire situation is that because they weren't willing to name the names of the men involved, because they weren't even shamed, let alone held legally accountable. What's to stop? What's the likelihood that this is still going on, just with different people? Brenda says she's a monster. Yes, she is. Oh, but she's the victim, please. Three of Swords. That's very painful legal stuff. Eight of Cups. Unfinished. Left unfinished. The person in red. Being able to walk away. Five of Pentacles. Out in the cold. Aw. Shunned. Yeah, I'm not liking where any of this is going. The cards are where the cards are going is very ugly. So let's hope we can get those files. Anyway, let's go on to something else before I just sit down and cry again. Or just sit down and cry. Rose Blue had a question. Very good point. At 44:30, yeah, Dumpy has been suing. Dumpy's been suing, ABC, CBS, blah blah blah, on and on, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's leaving Michael Wolff alone? He's not suing Michael Wolff? Huh. The man who has a lot of recordings because Michael Wolff took the job of writing a book about Epstein at Epstein's request. Sandra Lee says he did and lost to Dare yesterday in court. Oh, okay. So he has. Okay, hang on. Let me close this. Oh, no. Come on, work with me here. I have a mouse. Where are you? There we go. Trump sues Michael Wolff. In 2018, February, Trump threat comes as he has slammed a new book by Michael Wolff. NBC News, January 2018. It was on Legal AF. Sandra Lee says, oh, okay. So in that case, there isn't a question here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. At 46:45. Lisa had a question. Is this concerning? 47. Lisa was asking, are we going to see Trump try to put African Americans, as in, and I'm saying specifically African Americans because, or that was the question, but also Americans into places like Alligator Alcatraz. Thank you, CC Ryder. So, yeah. I mean, we know that he has specifically been rounding up anybody. He's having his thugs round up people from Haiti and et cetera, but Deb says yes, and yes, he and his evildoers would love it. And says if he can, yes. They've already scooped up American citizens. Joe of Pentacles. This is just crazy. This is just, there's a chaotic energy, very unsteady energy. It's very willy-nilly. And people aren't getting due process. CC Ryder says Trump never sued Wolff. Okay, thank you. Thank you, CC Ryder. So at 8 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Well, it's picking and choosing. We'll go after them. We'll go after them. We'll go after them. Knight of Wands. Yeah, these are your thugs. Hierophant, government, and a DEATH card. I need some clarification. But it's very chaotic who they're going after and who they're not. I don't know that. Let's just say, unlike a particular authoritarian regime of German history, this administration isn't really great on making the trains run on time. it's they're not in any. Do they racially profile? Heck yeah, we've seen that. Allegedly, I guess, but we've seen it in the news. I can say that. But they're not good at organizing. It's optics. It's trying to create fear. It's not. So, not in any targeted sense, but randomly, yeah, we've seen that already. Yeah, there are all kinds of. I haven't been sharing all of the stories I've been hearing because it's just too sad. But yeah, okay. Cindy Poole had an interesting question there. Hang on. But we might look at that tomorrow. 5140. Okay, let's do Heather's question at 5150. And any questions I don't get to, I will roll over to tomorrow. Your questions are important. I just can't get to everything. And some topics I don't want to give them short shrift. They're longer discussions. So Heather's asking, can we do a general look at the makeup of the Supreme Court in the near future? Will we have another 2 to 3 young Federalists on the bench appointed by Trump and Vance, or Vance? Will the Supreme Court cede its power and place to Trump or Vance? Or will it be rehabilitated and balanced? I'm not holding out much. Yeah, holding out a lot of hope on this, but Supreme Court in the near future. Okay. Magician, Knight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. There's no real change here. Card for the reading is a Hermit. There's no change here. So, and if Alito steps down, they're just going to put somebody like him in who'll be younger, but meh. And after Stepford Justice, after she sided with the liberals on a couple of issues, oh, you can guarantee they're not going to put another woman in. Unless she is just the worst of the worst of the worst. So, yeah, not much is going to. Okay, and at 5410, Hap Fun Sun was asking, Sohran Mandani, New York City mayoral candidate, is taking a family trip to Uganda. Why? No, don't. Will he be stopped from coming back into the U.S.? Will they try to deport him or send him to one of the camps? Or it would be more likely to just say, no, you can't come back in. Grace, it's hard to feel hopeful. I know. But part of it is we're worried. We're worried because there are some good indicators. And nobody's letting go of the Epstein thing. Nobody. There's such a cesspool that it gets the far right to not vote, which helps Democrats. So will they let Mandani? Will they let him back in the country? Why are you vacationing overseas? Why? Oh, look, chariot. No. 10 of Swords. He's calling you out specifically. Lovers. There are MAGA faithful who will. 7 of Swords. There's a thief card. There's the star. And Page of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe they won't be able to stop him coming back just because they can't come up with a legal. He's too high profile. I'm getting a really nasty feeling on the back of my neck. Chat saying a family wedding. Oh, is that why he's going? If it was my wedding, I'd be like, you know what? You stay safe. You stay there. Giovanna says, I'm hopeful. Things have been worse. That is true. That is true. Dave says, we'll smuggle him back in. We may. Odd. Why are you rattling around so much? Let me pull you out here. Very strange. So, Grace says, FaceTime the wedding. Yeah. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. I'm concerned. Queen of Swords. This is legal. 9 of Pentacles seem pretty, and there's a Death card. I don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Can you get back in the country? Probably because you're high profile, but just don't. Giovanna says, who are his advisors? They need advice. I know. What did you... Okay. All right. Well, anyway, this week is going to be quite 5840. Cards for the week. Cards. Cards for us. Cards for us. We'll do cards for us. Because I know a lot of you are feeling really down, and some of this stuff is just so upsetting. And people are afraid. That's why people are getting upset. They're afraid that things aren't going to get better. But if the right thinks that with the way that grocery prices are spiking, and that will kill the economy. Arinda says, perhaps Mandani refuses to live in fear. I understand. I do. And he'll do what he wants. I think there's prudent, but I'm not him. Cards for us. Well, we're still here. And that's the thing we should focus on. And we're not alone. You are not alone. We are in this together. There are so many people speaking out. And trust me, for the next 10 months, Stephen Colbert is going to have a lot to say. We are all standing up against this. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles. Oh yeah, profile and courage. The oh yeah, there's no voting on anything. Go away. Sleepless nights are in the middle. 8 of Pentacles, working, and there's the World. So there's only so much you can do in a day. We only have so much energy in a day. We only have, decision fatigue is a real thing. Plus just energy to cover things. So try to stay balanced. As upsetting as this is, we need the energy to keep going, to stand up when we need to speak out when we need to, speak out in the future. You can only do that if you're taking care of yourself and the people around you, which I'm sure you are. Taking care of the people around you. It's taking care of yourself I'm worried about. Try to keep a balance. Because, yeah, this is upsetting. This is crazy. And it's hard. But we're going to get through this. Thank you, Lois. So, hang in there. All right. That will do it for me for today. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to carry over these questions. And I'm sure there'll be new ones. Just throw your questions in the chat before I come on. We're going to get through this. This is News with Friends. You're not alone. We are in this together. Oh no, Priscool, is Ozzy gone? Did we lose Ozzy today? Aw. Let's see. I'm not seeing a headline, but bless him, bless his soul. If he's no longer with us, bless his soul. Brianna says, "What? Ozzy didn't pass." Okay. Someone in the chat said it. Hopefully he's still around, but we'll find out, I'm sure. All right, hang in there. Seriously, hang in there. And I'd like to think when Ozzy finally does pass, I'd like to think that Randy Rhoads is going to be right there. Give him a big hug. That's what I think. Friend says, yes, he has, I'm afraid. Ooh. Yep, Terry says he died. Oh, bless. 9 minutes ago, says Tony. Died at 76, says Amy. Oh, bless his soul. Oh, bless his soul. There's nothing really to read on there. So we'll just prayers to prayers for him, his family, and for all the people who are going to be hit emotionally by this. Studio, Anne is saying he just finished the farewell tour. Oh, bless. Yeah, I think Randy Rhoads is going to be there to give him a big hug. So, all right. Debs is finishing work on a hand knit sweater. I began the end of February. It feels good to be finishing it. Good. And don't forget, there is, in an hour and 45 minutes, there is creative sprints. You're always welcome. We just want to encourage you on whatever you're working on. So, hang in there. Anyway. All right. You're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. I know it seems like there aren't sometimes, but there are. All right. So hang in there, and I'll see you later.